Hey everyone, it's Mike here from Reaction, and in this video, we're going to talk about a productivity hack that's not only going to save your company time and money, but also increase the security of your online accounts. So let's get into it. Almost every business today has to keep track of dozens, if not hundreds, of accounts online. Think about everything from your online banking to logging into services like MailChimp or Google Analytics. These are the web based services that run critical aspects of our business today, and we often need to share access to these accounts with some of our team, and depending what business you're in, sometimes even with outside vendors. And it's really important to consider not only the security of keeping track of all of these usernames and passwords, but the efficiency in which we access them. So there's typically two different methods that I see businesses using to keep track of all of this. The first is by using the same username and password across multiple websites. Now, this has an inherent security flaw in that if one of those services is ever hacked, well, now your username and password that you use for all different types of sites has been leaked online. And if someone ever wanted to target you, they'd be able to use that leaked username and password and just try it on a bunch of accounts that they think you might have. And there's a good chance they'll be able to log into some of them. Now, the second method that I see companies using is a shared spreadsheet to keep track of all of their online accounts. And this has a couple of problems with it as well. The first is the productivity side. It's not very efficient to have to open up a spreadsheet every time you need to log into MailChimp, hunt down for that row in the sheet. And in my experience, there's going to be times when the username and password just isn't up to date, and then you end up wasting time resetting the password and updating the spreadsheet. But the other problem is more on the security side. What happens if a member of your team leaves and they take a copy of that spreadsheet with them? Now they have access to all of your online accounts. And it's just not feasible that you go in and change your username and password on every single website every time someone left your team. So the solution to this problem lies in using a piece of software called a password manager. Now there's two really big players in this field, 1Password and LastPass. They're both pretty much the same. They're really good services to use, but we're going to talk about LastPass in this video because that's the service that we use here at Reaction. See, we, just like most businesses, have a ton of online accounts that we need to log into, but we also have clients trusting us with logins to their accounts, so it's really important that we keep this organized and secure. So with a program like LastPass, you're able to sign up online and then you'll download a browser extension, which is how you'll typically interact with the service. You're going to save the usernames and passwords to all of your websites into something called your password vault. And then when you visit a website, it's going to automatically enter your username and password into the login fields, so you don't even have to spend any time entering those in. And if you have multiple usernames and passwords for the same site, you'll be given an option to choose who do you want to log in as. Now, the security benefits to using a service like this is that you can now have a unique username and password on every single website you access online. So if one of those websites ever gets hacked, all you have to do is change your username and password there, and you're good to go. Everything else is still locked down. But you can see the productivity side of just visiting these websites and having your username and password already entered. See, LastPass actually talks about this in the context of lost employee time. If you think about having a team of 10 people or so, and you log into 5 to 10 services a day, and it takes you just 15 seconds to log into those, well, you can do the math and see that this adds up to hours and hours of lost employees' time each month or year. So there's a real productivity and security benefit to using a service like this, not to mention that you have the ability now to save and sort all of your accounts into folders. You can share those folders or individual credentials with different members of your team and even outside contractors. And the great thing about this is that your account logins are going to also be synced across all of the different computers and devices that you might use. And the way that this works is LastPass stores all of your logins in an encrypted file. That encrypted file is synced through the LastPass service across all of your devices, but it can only be accessed with your unique key to unencrypt that data. So even LastPass doesn't know what your usernames and passwords are. This is a really great security and productivity tool, and it surprises me how many business owners don't even know that this exists. So I would really encourage you to check out LastPass and 1Password and see if one of these services is going to add value to your business, and I bet that it will.